Hello there, I've got the Welcome to Apocalypseburg set and this bag full of 50 post-apocalypse minifigures. We're going to take a look at it all right here on Beyond the Brick. Hi everybody, Boone Langston here. Welcome back to Beyond the Brick. I have Welcome to Apocalypseburg, the official set here. This set came with 3,178 pieces. Came out a couple months ago. We got to see it in the Lego Movie 2, and I'm going to give you a little overview of my favorite parts of this set. And I'm also going to show you, I said 50 minifigures that are of the post-apocalyptic theme. Some of them are from this official set, and some of them, my buddy Mark Crookshank, you probably have seen him in Beyond the Brick videos before. These are from his imagination. So let's dive into the set, and then we'll take a look at all these minifigures. So I find this set quite amazing. You can see how big it is here. It stands about 22 inches tall or 56 centimeters. I think one of the most compelling things about this is that there is no symmetry to this. You know, if you think about a set like the Taj Mahal that basically has two giant lines of symmetry down the middle and across the center, you end up doing a lot of things over and over again. And because there's nothing symmetrical about this, it's just constantly one new interesting thing after another as you build from the ground up. The statue is leaning over to one side. I think this is sort of a reference to the old Planet of the Apes film. And all of the post-apocalyptic style detailing throughout just makes this a really fun, interesting build and a very unique, interesting model to display and look at. The reverse side of the model doesn't have quite as much going on, but it is, in my opinion, no less interesting and visually stimulating than the front. We've got some really interesting things going on back here and some neat play features. Taking a closer look at the features on the front, we've got Lady Liberty holding her tablet that doubles in this set as a platform for minifigures to stand and act out various scenarios. Moving on up, we have the face and crown of the statue. This monument has been depicted in multiple official LEGO sets in the past, and I think this is the first time they've really nailed the face. The crown also has these triangle elements, half molded in sand green ABS and half in sand green rubber. The top of the head can be removed to reveal a hidden lookout where a minifigure can sit, look through a telescope, and there's even another reference to Planet of the Apes with an old movie poster on the wall there. The statue holds the iconic flaming torch. I had a lot of fun building this simulated fire from plates and many different rounded bricks. Also perched up here along with the torch, there is a platform for characters to keep a lookout. At the top of the Tower of Shacks sits Lucy's hideout. We can remove the roof to look inside. The top of Lucy's bed is removable, revealing a letter from Batman, a picture of Batman, and a photograph of Lucy's old pop band. All things she's apparently wanting to keep hidden from the world. Beneath Lucy's hideout are two shops, one post-apocalyptic barber shop, and the other what seems to be a type of armory. Perhaps where characters can get their apocalyptic battle gear. One of my favorite things on this level are the doors on this end, which really make it seem like these buildings were made from old shipping containers. On the ground floor we have a coffee shop where the espresso machines are old gas pumps. We've got a logo on the wall and a food display case with what appears to be either a live or cooked rat inside. Over here we have a small jail cell with a chair inside that can eject a character with the flip of a switch. I'll put the roof for those buildings back on and rotate the build around here to the left, where we see a small building with an adjustable awning and a barbed wire basketball hoop outside. Just above there are a few Easter eggs related to Batman, including the front end of the Speedwagon Batmobile from the Lego Batman movie. A set which shares the same designer as this Apocalypseburg set, Justin Ramsden. So I think that's a pretty cool little Easter egg in there. Moving up, we see somewhat of a storage area with various tools and canisters. From here we can follow ladders all the way up to that lookout perch near the torch atop the statue's arm. Back down around the back side of the model, there is a rooftop kitchen with a burger on a pike, an egg in the skillet, and potatoes in the fryer. We can remove this roof and find a workout gym with a weight bench and a dangerous looking punching bag. Next to the gym, we have what appears to be the remains of an old semi-truck featuring a shower, a bathtub, and even a small pink bar of soap and a yellow frog hanging out here. As we move around the far side, we see yet another box of bat merch, a stack of animal dwellings, a fish hanging on the wall, and the statue's tablet providing shelter for an old broken down beach bus. Behind the bus are, of course, a couple of surfboards. Wonder how these are getting use in the apocalypse. Over here on the very corner is a fairly cleverly assembled signpost. This uses minifigure ski elements with stickers reading "Lookout," "Coffee Shop," and "Diner." I definitely think that was a great parts usage to achieve the iconic look of an Old West signpost. I had a whole lot of fun building this set in its official configuration, but things got really interesting when my buddy Mark Crookshank picked it up, took it to his place, and started adding to it. He took several days to add layers upon layers to the bottom of this thing to make it even bigger, and we used it for our Apocalypseburg collaboration at Bricks Cascade here in Portland a little earlier this month. We even got to meet a Lego set designer named Nico Voss. He was one of the designers that worked on the Apocalypseburg sets that were actually used on screen in the Lego Movie 2, and he was kind enough to sign the front of the set in our collaboration. Now it's time to take a look at the minifigures. We'll start with the ones that came with this set, and then we'll move on to the ones that came out of Mark's imagination. So the first official figure we have from this set is Scribble Cop. This, of course, is Good Cop, Bad Cop from the first movie, as seen in the second movie. He's got, some extra kind of belts and studs and whatnot on his uniform, and he, of course, has some, these, are sort of the stereotypical Apocalypseburg shoulder pads with, spikes on them. Next up, we have Larry the Barista. He is the guy who serves the overpriced coffee from the first movie. Again, we see him in the second movie, and he is just apocalypsed out. He's got the gas mask. He has the mohawk there. He's got kind of a tattered, apron, and just everything about him just looks a little more sinister for Apocalypseburg. We've got a character here named Fuse with a great flaming welding mask. He's got a sleeveless shirt and brown welding gloves, some awesome metal-looking knee pads, and this buckled-up harness around his chest. We've got Apocalypseburg version of a Where Are My Pants guy. He still has no pants, but he's got those awesome post-apocalypse shoulder pads. He's got a lot of, straps and buckles on him with boots and like a metal knee pad, but he has a blue flowered shirt on underneath all that. Here we've got a character named Roxxi. She's got some pretty awesome gears all over her uniform, a one-sided shoulder pad with bigger spikes on it. She's got kind of a snarl on her face, a headband, and her hair is up in a bun. Here we've got Chainsaw Dave. He's like the surfer guy from the first movie. And of course, he's still got his board shorts on, but they are torn, apparently from battle. And he's got a skull and crossbones with some straps going across his chest. And looks like maybe a tattoo on his arm of a broken surfboard that's on fire. Then here we've got a character named Mohawk. She's got a pretty unique uniform with some different straps and this sort of gray, I don't know if that's intended to be gray paint across the top of her head, but she's also got some metallic in her pants print there, so she's pretty cool. Next up we have Apocalypseburg Harley Quinn. She looks a lot like Harley Quinn, but she's just got a little bit of extra sort of metallic kind of bling to her. And then she comes with a bat that looks like it's been broken and sort of patched up with metal and nails. Here we've got Apocalypseburg Green Lantern. He has some added kind of silvery metallic type things to his uniform. He's got part of a cape and a half pauldron there with the spikes on top. The Batman figure that comes with Apocalypseburg looks pretty cool. He's got brown boots and brown gauntlets. He has this tattered cape. And of course these rubbery tire shoulder pads. Pretty cool Batman. And I actually realized he is a little bit different to the Batman minifigure that comes with some of the Lego Movie 2 sets that are at lower price points. So this one doesn't have printed arms, and he's just a little bit simpler printing. Actually, I think what this is the same print, but these legs and arms are like double molded, dual color molded, and these are just single color molded. So we've got the same Batman with the same prints, but he looks a little bit different because we don't have the brown for his gauntlets on this figure, and we don't have the brown boots here, and it's simply because these arms and legs are just single color molded. Next up we have Lucy in her Apocalypseburg gear, and finally we've got Emmet, who looks, you know, just kind of as normal as he always has. Good old Emmet. We'll move on to a couple of the other official figures that did not come with this set. We've got Apocalypseburg Abe Lincoln. Let's see, I have the cat lady from the first movie. I think she has a name, but I don't know it off the top of my head. And she also comes with a cat that has like the mohawk action going on there. I actually reviewed these figures in a previous Beyond the Brick video, so you're welcome to check that out on our channel if you'd like. Now the rest of these figures are all just figures that Mark came up with. A lot of them are customized collectible series minifigures. So we'll go with the guys that are in uniforms first, or I guess like costumes first. So here's a guy in a rocket ship. We've got a guy in the banana costume. Let's see, we've got a guy in the corn costume. Of course, this guy's got like a big snaggle tooth there and torn pants. You know, Mark's just kind of going through and making all these guys look like they might exist in Apocalypseburg. Let's see, we've got the brick boy here, and he's got a mohawk and a crossbow. And we've got the hot dog suit guy. He's got an angry face and sort of a curled up, looks like maybe a bullwhip there. And of course, you know, as Mark goes through here doing this, he's picking these colors that go with Apocalypseburg. So, you know, we've got these tans and these sort of dark, like nougaty colors, and brown and black and dark gray. And those are really the colors you're going to see over and over again, sort of representing this post-apocalyptic world. Here we've got, you know, the sort of biohazard guy, and I don't think he needed any modification. This may be a different face, although I'm assuming that's probably just one of this guy's original two-sided faces. Let's see, here we've got a girl in the cactus uniform, but she's got one cactus arm off and she's holding a crossbow. And then we have the classic, let's see, this is the retro Spaceman minifigure. We affectionately call him Brick Rogers, and in the apocalypse he gets this kind of, you know, metal breastplate and shoulder pads type piece. We've got another happy Barista here, but some, you know, sort of more tactical style looking pants and kind of a beanie, a knit cap on his head there, or her head. This looks like the torso from Roxxi, but there's this cool motorcycle helmet with kind of an opaque lens here, and this like really sort of creepy print on the front. And she's also got like a crowbar, presumably to do apocalyptic battle with. This is a guy that I think Mark was referring to as like Apocalypse Freddie Mercury, because of the mustache and the glasses and the tank top. We've got a guy in a business suit who also has the spiky shoulder pads, a knit cap, and the gas mask. This guy's really happy because he's got a scarf there to protect his face from the dust, and 3 sticks of dynamite. This guy's got a big old mustache, a lot of gear strapped to his jacket, and of course 2 swords on his back there. This guy's pretty wild looking. He's got this big apparatus on his back, and the shield can close over his face. This might be some sort of flamethrower. And perhaps this guy is some sort of apocalypse construction worker, judging by his hat. This girl's pretty happy too, but you know, she's got her studded leather jacket and some torn jeans. Here's a guy with a big pointy mallet and some straps across his chest. You know, that's kind of a theme of this apocalyptic assortment of minifigures. If you can find a torso that has some buckles and some straps going across it, and it's any combination of the colors I mentioned earlier, you know, they can look pretty good in the apocalypse, including a guy with a penguin head on, you know, but he's got those cargo pockets on his pants and he's got stuff strapped to his jacket. So of course he belongs in the apocalypse. This guy's got a normal baseball cap on, but he's got a crossbow and a scabbard. This guy actually has an extra element that is sort of representing that tactical vest there, and he's got a knit cap and some sweet chops there that blend right into his mustache. Here we have a bagpiper. He is ready for the apocalypse with his angry face, a helmet, and this bag that he can carry his gear around in. And then this here, I think this is probably like Fallout Mark. I believe that these uniforms were custom printed for a big Fallout collaboration that was going on up in Canada and over in Seattle. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think these are official printed elements. Then we've got this guy in a very friendly but well-protected color scheme. And we've got this guy with sort of a shoulder piece and backpack that I really like. It's just got like a single air tank kind of thing going on there and a battery indicator on the front. I like that guy. He looks to be pretty worried about how low his battery's getting. Here we've got a monkey. You know, this is the monkey that came out with Pirates in 1989. It's been around since then, I guess about 30 years. But Mark has added this, you know, sort of bionic arm and claw to our monkey here. We have another couple of guys with welding helmets on. Welding helmets are perfect for the apocalypse because you can build awesome contraptions to battle your enemies, and the helmet can keep you safe. This guy has yellow oxygen tanks and a mask along with a knit cap up on top. These guys just have some nice printed elements that, you know, jive well with the apocalyptic theme, but I love that this guy's got sort of the scruffy sideburns and an eye patch. This guy looks like he's, you know, about to lose his life. Here's another variation on Roxxi. She's got a big spear and some straight black hair. This gal has pink hair and pink sunglasses, you know, but she looks like she's ready with her black leather jacket and those spiked brown shoulder pads. And this angry guy, I think, is wearing some kind of Star Wars helmet. I could be wrong about that. You're welcome to correct me in the comments section below. I found a silver mining cap over here, and I think it probably went to this guy because he was the only guy that didn't have a hat on when I showed him to you earlier. And then speaking of awesome headgear, these two guys are really ready for something serious. They've got some interesting pieces of headgear there in light gray and sort of this dark kind of metallic-ish gray. And then of course this bag had, you know, like a few dogs in it, because of course there's like dogs running around in the apocalypse. So we had these guys in there. Mark built this little mech that was just kind of, you know, looked like it was walking around Apocalypseburg. Really neat little mech figure there. And then finally we had this guy. This was kind of a blue classic space guy with a cowboy hat, a metal detector, a hammer, and he's riding a horse. So I think this guy is probably called Space Cowboy. So that's Welcome to Apocalypseburg. Thank you to LEGO for sending us this set for review, and thank you very much to Mark Crookshank for lending me all of these wonderful minifigures for us and our viewers to take a look at. If you love LEGO videos and you want to see them every single day, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to Beyond the Brick. Until next time, thanks for watching.